Welcome to Braves Country Radio. We are excited to bring you a brand new season, your home for the classic call of radio baseball.
Please verify signal clarity. Please verify signal clarity. Please verify signal clarity. Please verify signal clarity.
Quiet, we're on the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
Good start, offensively for us. Start the second half, scoring a lot of runs. Like I said, build momentum. And like I said, for me, it's nice to finally see some of the work that I put in. See some results there.
Yeah, I mean, after a couple days off, coming back and just kind of a little recharged, and it's nice to see that we're kind of firing on all cylinders with the offense there. So it's just kind of carrying that momentum forward, and it's nice to get a series win there.
about just to think what you guys scored, 6 runs in each of these 3 games, and however many total, and you got Ronald coming back in a couple of days. How exciting is that?
Oh, exciting! I mean, what Ronald can do, it's tough to replace Ronald when he's firing on all cylinders. So we're swinging the bat well right now, and to get him back healthy and what he can do can just it's just going to be add a lot more pressure on the opposing pitchers.
Austin, you talked about the work you've put in to have this series right after the break. Were you doing more work during the All-Star break on your swing?
No, I actually didn't do anything over the break. Just more of a mental break. The first half, it beat me up pretty good. Just clear mind. Working on a few things. Lower half and just it's not one thing. It's a combination of things that we've been working on all season and building the muscle memory of you can do the right moves in the cage and everything looks right, and then you get out there face 100 and it's tough to repeat those movements. So without thinking about them. So when you're thinking about mechanics and trying to hit 100, it's hard. So being able to build some muscle memory there on a few things, and like I said, going up there and just focus on what the pitcher's trying to do. It's encouraging.
What did you do over the break?
Went home, hung out with my family, chased my boys around. So it was nice.
Austin, does this weekend sort of serve notice that this offense is fine after what you guys went through in June?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're a really good lineup up and down offensively. I feel like we've had some tough stretches there, kind of leading up to the break, just some travel, some, guys playing every day. It's getting hot. So I think, that week right there for the break was just, like I said, just more of a, reset, just to, rest our bodies, and like I said, get back to capable what we're able to be doing.
Drake, after this week having such a strong week, obviously things are going really well for you, and it's kind of really great to celebrate what you're going through right now. But a few weeks ago when you were struggling and stuff like that, we saw it visibly affect you and stuff like that. Now that that's in the past, like what are the biggest things you've taken from that stretch and kind of how you're applying it right now?
Yeah, I mean, when you're in those stretches, it feels like it's impossible to get out of. But, I mean, the people around me just kind of being like, keep pushing, keep trusting what you're doing, keep trusting your routines, and you'll kind of get back into the flow of things and the big leagues, like seeing big league pitching and all that stuff. So, I mean, a ton of credit goes to the people around me just kind of keeping me on the right track. And, I mean, kind of the first time had to experience something like that. So definitely more of a learning thing than anything. It's just going in there day in and day out, pitch by pitch, and just trying to be as locked in as possible with the best plan I can have. And, I mean, you can't really search for results. I think it's more about the process of everything, trying to hit the ball hard, trying to hit a good pitch, rather than just trying to swing at everything and, get a hit. Because I feel like that kind of, looking back on it during that little bit of a slump, it was like I just wanted to hit. And it's like when you try to do that, you start chasing, you start swinging at bad pitches, you start having weak contact that doesn't help the team win. And I think just getting back to focusing on the process and just trying to hit the ball hard or hit good pitches, so you take your walks and stuff like that, and then the results come from there.
Can you tell us about the stolen base and kind of what created that opportunity and working on OUT-OF-TOWN?
Yeah, I mean, he was like, first pitch, we're going if you get on. So it was definitely quick. I mean, first pitch of the game swinging, and then, I mean, he looked at me, he's like, you good? I was like, yeah. And then just kind of tried to take my opportunity there. I haven't had too many of them, so it's still pretty new to me, but it was fun.
That was premeditated before the game started, basically just look at the pitcher and thinking if this opportunity is here, we're going to go.
Yeah, if the opportunity arose and he was like, I'll let you know, and it did, and just tried to take advantage of that.
Was there an anticipation it was a breaking ball? Or
I mean, we know that he likes to use his splitter and breaking ball, especially to a guy like Ozzy. You don't want to really just leave a fastball down the middle to him because he can do some damage with it. So I think that was definitely part of it, and it's nice to run on breaking balls because it just takes that much longer to have the whole process get to second.
at what point in time when you hit the ball, when you run first, going to second. Did you kind of think, that's pretty cool, 2-homer game, 5-hit game?
I honestly thought it was a double, or like I saw it bounce, and I didn't really know what was going on, so it took me a little bit to actually realize what was happening. I was almost in left field after rounding second because I was just kind of in a daze. I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, I mean, once I hit third, I was like, that was pretty cool. Like I was proud of myself, just not really taking it at bat off and having a plan every time. And obviously the results showed up today, but I was happy with my process, and that's what I was overall most happy about.
Good series win. I feel like we've had some gritty wins here lately, to start the second half. Holmes was cruising, throwing the ball really well. Fifth inning was a tough inning for him. Had to grind. They batted around and scored 3 runs, and I would love to have Grant go back out for the 6th. We were 3 out of 4 lefties coming up in the 6th. I thought it was time to go to Dodd there and face the lefties. And bullpen did a great job. I know we've gone to the well here the last couple days, but that's hopefully we can get a little bit deeper into games with our starters. But look, they've done a good job. So it was a good win. I mean, some smart baseball plays along the way, right? Dubon beating the ball to second was a big play. Jarvis deking the runner so they don't score with the ball in the gap. Olsen finding his way out of a rundown. There were some good things that happened that you can point to that were factors in that game.
Nice is it just to see Riley have a couple swings that could create some confidence.
Yeah, that's it's a great sight to see Riley swinging the bat like that. I mean, that ball to center was smoked. I didn't think it was high enough to get out, but we've seen him like that in the past. So that's really good to see. And he's been taking better swings lately. I mean, he's hitting the ball really hard. So I mean, he's showing some really good signs. I mean, that'll be huge for us. Baldwin, he's back to form. I think it's official now. After his short little struggle there, after coming back. So he was on an MVP type trajectory before he got hurt, and he's looking like that again. So the offense is scoring some runs. We're doing some things well offensively, hitting some homers again. So there's some good things happening.
You never want to go through failure like the way Baldwin did after the injury, right? But in talking to him too, he said, he learned a lot and stuff like that. Just kind of how important is it sometimes for players just to get through that first struggle, when they reach the majors, similar to how Baldwin did.
Yeah, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. I don't care who you are. Not only for the individuals, but for teams, And I pointed to this the other day where our team had a rough June, but we come out the other side and still in first place, and we're playing better now. I mean, those things, they're deposits, right, in the bank. As far as your mental toughness and being battle tested, those things are deposits. As long as you come out the other side, and I feel like we have. But yeah, for a guy like Drake, who's a pure hitter. Even great hitters go through tough stretches. Like I said, it's inevitable. But it's great to see a young kid like that, second year in the league, turning around like this. It didn't beat him down. He didn't stay down. He's back to being one of the best hitters in the league again.
But just kind of talk about how Jarvis does those little things like deking, and I mean, it feels like he has such a good feel for the game.
Yeah, like I always describe him by saying he has a very calm game. When it's a tricky hop, he stays calm. The tough play, it's a very calm put out and a very calm assist. I mean, and there's a lot to be said, especially at that position, because things can speed up when you're in the middle of the field defensively, and especially a shortstop. So he has shown some really heady things. I think there's a high baseball IQ there, good feel for the game, knows how to take an at bat. If he has to go, if he feels like the game is telling him to take some pitches, go deep in the count, he'll do it without being told. So there's some good things in order there with Jarvis.
This weekend offensively, kind of a reminder of not only what this offense was, but what it can still be, right?
Yeah, I agree, and I know I was saying I even through our worst struggles, I always had hope, because when I looked into the crystal ball and I looked down the road, I knew we're going to get some guys back. The guys that were struggling, that wasn't going to continue. Their track record said so. So there was when you looked ahead, you could see some good things coming. So as tough as it was, and it's tough when you're not winning games, but I always felt like there's better days ahead, and hopefully this is a sign of that.
Rob Fuentes said to face Langford there, I think, with the time to go and run a scoring position. Just, there are times, obviously, in the game when there's going to be a big out before the 8th and the 9th. As a manager, how valuable is it to have a guy like Didi?
Didi's been one of our firemen, right? To come in a tough spot, and he's durable enough to do that and go back out like he did. And look, I don't like doing that. Making a guy go 1+, especially when we've been leaning on him, whether it's a Dylan Lee or a Didi. I'd rather not do that. But when Langford shows up at that point in the game, I feel like I have to go get him, and then, hoping he can get through that next inning, and he did. That was huge. Didi doing what he did. Dodd doing what he's done. He's done that on occasions where he's come in, gotten the last out of an inning and gone back out and put the inning down. That's gold, but you got to pick your spots. As a manager, you can't go to the well too often, and look, there's a price to pay, right? But when you have an opportunity to win a game, my feeling is you got to try to bank this win. We tried it last night. It didn't work last night, but we went for it with our four guys in the last 4 innings when we had a lead. So, I just feel like when there's a win in sight, you go for it, and then you deal with it later. And I feel like our pen as a whole is stronger, probably as strong as it's been all year. When you look at the guys that are considered, not our back end guys, they're pretty good. So. It sets you up for the next couple days. If some guys are going to be down, we still got some good arms to throw at you.
You're in Braves country.
State your name.
I state your name.
Do hereby pledge allegiance to the
armchair.
With liberty for all.
You're in Braves country.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention now to the area in front of the pitcher's mound for tonight's ceremonial first pitch.
You can't drink like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
What the hell's going on out here? Well, scared because his eyelids are jammed and his old man's here. We need a live rooster to take the curse off Jose's glove, and nobody seems to know what to get Millie for their wedding present. We're dealing with a lot of
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park that's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
People will come. They'll come for reasons they can't even fathom. Not knowing for sure why they're doing it. They'll arrive at your door as innocent as children, longing for the past. Sit in shirt sleeves on a perfect afternoon. They have reserved seats somewhere along one of the baselines. That when they were children, cheered their heroes. It'll be as if they'd dipped themselves in magic waters. The memories will be so thick that I've brushed them away from their faces. People will come. The one constant through all the years has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. Been erased like a blackboard. Rebuilt and erased again. Baseball to mark the time. This field, this game, it's a part of our past. It reminds us of all that once was good. There could be again. Oh, people will come. People will most definitely come.
We're all told at some point in time we can no longer play the children's game. We just don't know when that's going to be. Some of us are told at 18, some of us are told at 40. But we're all told.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Which team do you play for?
Well, I'm a...
Well, I was just wondering, because I couldn't figure out why you would throw home when we've got a 2-run lead. You let the tying run get on second, and we lost the lead because of you.
Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Swung line drive, let's see it. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. He's the throw to the plate.
You're in Braves country. If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to Fuss. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Here's a list of the players we'll be inviting to camp.
I never heard of half of these guys. And the ones I do know are way past their prime.
Most of these guys never had a prime.
This guy here is dead.
Cross him off, then.
The local press seems to think we'd save everyone a lot of time and trouble if we just went out and shot ourselves.
We got uniforms and everything.
You know, you might think about taking Jesus Christ as your savior instead of fooling around with all this stuff.
I like him very much. He no help with curveball.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
But I'll tell you, these fans are great. Listen to them. Hey, way to go, Rick. All of Ohio loves you. Come on, baby. Come on, Ricky. Come on, Ricky.
The game doesn't stink. It's a great game.
You know, one of the best things about being an ex-big leaguer is getting freebies to the game. Call the front office, bingo. And once these fans recognize me, I probably won't even have to pay for my light pure. I love them. Good seats, huh? You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on. Oh, I must be in the front row. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
I.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Play ball! Good seats, hey, buddy. He missed the tag! He missed the tag! He missed the tag!
Want a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, good evening, Braves country. Just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. You can see the lineup card on your storefront. Braves are in their home whites, Braves across the chest, in red, outlined in navy. And we'll go through the lineup as we go along here. As soon as the 3D kicks in, we'll bring it to you. Braves in their home whites, top to bottom. Braves across the chest in red, outlined in navy. Navy ball caps, red bill, and the white A representing the great city of Atlanta. From Boston to Milwaukee to the A, your oldest continuous sports North American club in history. And we're set to face off with the San Diego Padres, which are wearing their road browns. It's got to be one of the more just terrible combinations of colors in all the sports. I can't think of one worse. Brown and yellow is their colors. I am glad I did not grow up a Padres fan. That's all I know. We'll be doing roll call in between the first inning. Try to get more people involved. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Bryce Elder fires the first pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-1. We'll try to line this up as it goes. The 0-1 pitch. Tatis, the batter. Kicks and fires. Up top, they checked down the first base line, said that he did not go around. 1-1. Yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. Braves coming in 57-41 on the year. The 1-1 misses high. Up top, ball 2, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Infield back into the left. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And the bat went flying and made it all the way to the camera well of the Padres' third base dugout. Sure, Tatis wants to check and make sure the bat's okay as he applies some stickum to his hands. Nothing, your score. As Tatis goes back. Bryce Elder really needing a big start here. The 2-2. Just below the knees. Should have challenged that. Bad job by Joey Bart once again. It's a full count. That was a strike at the knees. The payoff pitch, and that'll be ball 4. So Joey Bart, who should have challenged it, you can't leave it up to the pitchers. For those of y'all who wonder why the pitchers don't challenge it, their head is bobbing and moving throughout their entire release point, and they don't have a very good look at it. They leave it up to the catchers, and honestly, Joey Bart has been bad at this. So Jackson Merrill on. 1 on, nobody out. Infield back into the right. And they're going to flip it over to first to keep Tatis close by, make sure he doesn't try to swipe another bag. Braves nothing, Padres nothing. It was a really close throw, by the way. They're re-showing it right now, but he did get back in time. The pitch on the way, swing. Merrill rattles it foul down the line. 0-1. 0-1 count. Dodgers and Phillies are squaring off as well. We'll keep you up to date on that. It's scoreless right now in the first of the Dodgers batting. The 0-1 pitch. And runner fakes right there at the knees. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Turns and brings it. Swing and a miss, strike three. Four-seam fastball. Got him up with the high heat. Little top shelf tequila on a Monday night. There's one away. So 1 on and 1 out now. First pitch is a drop bunt attack. That's a good bunt. That's going to be a fair ball. Machado's going to beat it out. Really good bunt by Machado. You don't normally see him play the small ball, the power hitter, but he dropped a perfect bunt down the line. You just got to tip your cap sometimes. And sometimes you're glad that he did bunt and didn't belt one out of the stadium. So 2 on and 1 out. Braves come in here today 57-41, 29-19 on the road. The Padres 49-50, 22-26 on the road. Righty-righty matchup. Throw goes down to third. The perfect throw, perfect tag. Cook him and book him. Book him, Dan. 0-2 away. Tatis wants to challenge it. If he got in there, and it had to have been a hell of a slide because the ball beat him. It looked like the tag got him, and they do not want a challenge. So sit him down, Joe. My fingers is so. They attempted a double steal. Machado did make it down to second base, so they do still have a runner in scoring position, but now there's 2 away. Good tag by Riley. Players have gotten better and better over the years on the swim move as it's become much more difficult to apply those tags. Righty-righty matchup, the 1-0 to Ty France. Swing, chops it on the ground to third. Riley scoops it. Riley flips it. 5-3 your put out, and that'll end the inning. So just like that, the threat is squashed, and we'll go to break. 0-0 your score here in Braves country.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good to see you, Scotty B. Timmy Panel. Timmy. Uncle Charlie. Iron Lung. Iron, by the way, I looked. You have not added me as a friend. I'm starting to think technology isn't your friend. We'll get it figured out, though. I beg your pardon, we didn't promise you a rosemary garden. Darren. Chop Shop back in the house. JC. Slow 99. Y'all remember Get Smart, Agent 99? D. Carroll. How you do it, D? Matt Hill. Eric Falk. 22. Got D. Carroll. James Ray. My man, Nathaniel Brooks. Big truck, keep on rolling. Matt Hill, Darren D, Jody. NRG. Rebecca. Steve Saunders. Dirty Bird. Mark, Ricky, Ricardo, Lucy, he's home. We go back to the game, lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin. See if they sped this up. It looks like they did. They did. So we'll get it back tight. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Turns and kicks. Swing. Chops it foul towards the first base dugout. 1-1. It's interesting. It seems like it's only the Braves broadcast that does it. I'm starting to think Iron Lung, the problem is that you're doing this on an Xbox and I'm on a PS5, and I don't think those are going to be simpatico. I could be wrong, though. I don't know a whole lot about it. The 1-1 pitch, outside wide, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. See if we missed anybody here as I scroll down through. Trina, good to see you. The 2-1 pitch, out and away, ball 3-1. So a 3-1 count. Drake Baldwin, 5 for 5 yesterday. He was the NL Player of the Week. It was a short week, but he did get that crown. I didn't see the rankings, but I would think Riley would have to be top 5 as well. The 3-1 pitch swing. Rolls it on the ground over to second, and that's going to be a 4-3 putout to start the game for your Atlanta Braves. He'll be followed by Ozzie Albies, Matt Olson. Riley is batting cleanup today. Michael Harris II batting 5th. Dubon batting 6th. Bart is batting 7th. JJ batting 8th, and Little White Lightning batting 9th. Around outside the lefty-righty matchup to Ozzie Albies. First pitch outside wide. Taken for a ball. It's 1-0. What I was trying to say was in the outfield, left to right for the Padres, it's Sheets, Merrill, Tatis. Round the horn, third to first, Machado, Song, Cronenworth, and France. Furman behind the plate, J.P. Sears on the bump. 1-0 pitch, swing, pop-up. Lazy pop-up into left field, and that'll be another easy out. And F7 on your scorecard. Atlanta Braves looking for their first win against the Padres this year, swept in a 3-game series out in San Diego. They hope to return the favor here in Atlanta on a 4-game series. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, all 7:15 first pitches. Thursday is a getaway day, 12:15. Good to see you, Nickel Pickle. First pitch right there to Matt Olson is at the knees. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Scotty B. I know I saw Bobby B. Eric Falk. The 0-1 pitch, swing, lifted. High into center field, but not very deep, and that'll be an easy out. So an easy inning for J.B. Sears. He gave us hell the last time we saw him, and he's really got some bad numbers. Braves got to figure him out. Where do you come from? Where do you hail from?
You're in Braves country.
It's always great to hear where everybody's listening here in Braves country. Nothing your score for the Padres. Didn't get a chance to get to their lineup earlier. It's Tatis, Merrill, Machado, and France who you saw. Gavin Sheets is the number 5 hitter. He's leading us off in this inning. He'll be followed by Bogarts, Cronenworth, Furman, and Song. In the outfield for your Atlanta Braves, left to right, it's Dubon, Harris, Eli. And around the horn, third to first, you got Riley to Jarvis to Ozzie to Olsen, Joey Bart behind the plate, and Elders on the bump. Good old Macon County. I know things about Macon County. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch upstairs. Misses high as we start the top of the second. Gavin Sheets the batter. 14 home runs. Left-handed power hitter. The 1-0 outside wide. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Swing, rips it down the first base line. He's hit some monster home runs against the Braves. It's not really a household name, but he's someone you've always got to pay attention to. You won't see him against lefties, but against righties, he packs a punch. It's one of those names that I always dread on the scorecard, the 2-1 pitch. Right there at the inner cut, 2-2. That's a good song, Rosemary. If I could sing, I would sing it for you. The 2-2. Swing lifted into right field, going back towards the track, making the catch. Out there is Eli White for a fairly easy out, number 1. Here in the top of the second. That'll bring Xander Bogaerts to the plate. A righty-righty matchup. Infield back into the left. First pitch from Elder is up high and out of the zone. Crawford County. They get their name for Crawford. It's probably just a name. The 1-0 high and inside, 2-0. I was thinking of crawfish when I saw Crawford until I haven't eaten yet. Phillies threatening in the bottom of the first, 2-2. A 2-2 count over there. They got 2 on. The 2-0 here. Swing, chops it up the middle, and that's going to be a ground ball to Jim Jarvis. JJ throws a little dynamite over to first, and there's 2 away. 6-3 if you're scoring at home. So 2 up, 2 down. Cronenworth the batter. First pitch on the way. Swing. Sizzles it out to right, to center field, But right there is Michael Harris II. 75% of this world is surrounded by water. The rest by Michael the Harris Hawk.
I was just sitting here thinking that stuff that Don Lemon pulled with them protesters last Sunday at that church, see, that would have never, ever happened. See, at the churches in the South, here in the South, we a lot different. This is how I know that stuff be like strategic, and they be planning that stuff, and they be targeting which places they gonna show up at, because they can't do that. They not showing up in the South at a church doing this stuff. Pull up at a church in Mississippi. Pull up at a church in Alabama. Baby, pull up at a Baptist church in Louisiana. You're not gonna walk up in there like you did and be able to walk back out. Yeah, the South is different. You wouldn't have got past the deacons. We the South side of the Holy Kingdom. You know what I mean?
So you got to Cleveland with the experience being 3 years at AAA and only a couple of innings a game.
For a home game. And then Terry obviously let me sit in with him so I could also learn from Terry, who had a lot more experience in baseball than I did. And that was kind of why I procrastinated, did not apply for the Indians job. Paul Olden, we saw a story that Paul was leaving the Indians after the 89 season. I was like, why would they look at me? I'm the number 2 guy at best, only 2 innings a night. I have no chance. And then the week before Christmas, story came out in the Plain Dealer, which we fortunately got at the news station or in the newsroom in Columbus at WHBY, that they were down to their final 3 or 4. And then you're kind of kicking yourself. Nick had been born. The football season's over. And my wife was like, I don't know why you don't think you have a shot at this. So she said, we can't go anywhere for Christmas. Nick's a month old. We're not taking a 1-month-old out to Cleveland, to Pittsburgh, or to Wisconsin. Go to Mass on Christmas morning, go to the radio station, no one's going to be there. Put together a tape, give it a shot.
Pull up a chair and grab a cold one. You're home for the classic call, Radio Baseball.
Wrong.
Austin Riley coming to the plate. Sit down in front. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Upstairs. Slider misses high. It's 1-0. The infield playing back into the left. Outfield deep and straight away. The 1-0 to Riley. JP brings it. Swing. Chopper. 1-1. 1-1 count. JP Sears looking in. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. Swing. Lifted high and deep into center field, going back near the warning track for a loud out, number 1. Didn't get it out of the stadium, but man, he gave that puppy a ride. Slight breeze blowing out there, right to left. They were showing 5 miles an hour to start the game blowing in, but it looks like it's going right to left, and I'd give it closer to 10 miles an hour. Just not quite enough to get it out. He's swinging that bat much better, that's for sure. Sometimes all you need is a day away from the ballpark. First pitch upstairs to Money Mike. Misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. If you listen to his interviews since he's come back, he said he just got away from the game. He didn't do anything. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Sweeper inside. 1-1. JP Sears will bring you a 4-seam fastball 38% of the time, a changeup 23% of the time, sweeper 16, slider 11, sinker 9, and he'll throw that cutter just 3% of the time to keep you off balance. The 1-1 pitch swing lifts that one high. But got underneath that, it'll be an F9 in your scorecard. 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down. Braves have not had a base runner, not had a base hit yet. Maybe Mauricio Dubon can change that. Number 6 hitter standing on deck is Joey Bart. First pitch on the way. Right there on the outer edge, misses outside the zone. It's 1-0. Looks like until Acuna comes back, you're going to get Eli starting against lefties and Brewer Hicklin against righties. And then when Acuna comes back, we'll see what they do with the roster. The 1-0, swing, pop up. If it stays in play, it's going to be an out, but that's going to reach the seats. Just past the third base dugout. Man, it took a long bounce. It must have hit the railing because it went backwards about 30 rows after it came down. The 1-1 to Dubon. 0-0 your score, bottom of the second. Kicks and fires. Swing. That one's lifted. High and deep into left center field. And coming over to make the catch is Jackson Merrill. But one thing's for sure. They're putting some good licks on these balls out here. We'll be back in a... You can't make that up. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Whenever I tell people that I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob as a kid, they're like, oh, that makes sense. What makes sense? Why does that make sense?
You know, I don't know why people move to the South if you don't want to act like Southerners, play by our rules and all. There's people in the neighborhood next to us that have just moved here recently. They had to have come from up north because I've already passed this guy riding his bike like 30 or 40 times. Every time I pass this guy, I throw up my hand because that's what we do. We wave at people we don't even know. But this guy, that sucker ain't waved back yet. As a matter of fact, he kind of turns his head the other way like he's not looking at me, when I know he is. But now, he's done messed up, because this has become like a challenge now. Dude, you know, you're going to have to get with the program or you ain't going to make it in the South, I'm telling you.
Females be lying so much, they probably just told Rosa Parks scoot over.
So it's 1990.
And you're with Herb Score, who was a legendary figure in Cleveland, had the prospect of being a Hall of Fame pitcher, was hit in the head by a line drive from Gil McDougall, I think, in a game against the Yankees, which didn't end his career, but it sidetracked.
It altered it.
Yeah. And so he winds up as one of the voices of the Cleveland Indians, and you're by his side. How important was that relationship?
Again, getting a major league job, for me, it was like winning the lottery. You couldn't believe when you got the phone call. Then you get petrified. He's iconic. He's a legend. He's everything you talked about. I mean, your former partner, Tony Kubek, told me, without question, Herb and Sandy Koufax were equally tough for him to hit. That's the highest compliment you can get. And Cleveland adored Herb. And because he accepted me, his kindness, that's the only reason you make it in a market.
Thank you for hyping and subscribing to BCR, your home for radio baseball. Welcome back. Hope y'all enjoyed that faux pas. Righty-righty matchup as Bryce Elder goes back to work. Sinker's banged on the ground. Foul. It's 0-1. Elder, we didn't have a chance to go over his repertoire yet. A couple of fast-moving innings. Bryce Elder throws a 5-pitch mix, a slider at 27% of the time, sinker 26% of the time, four-seamer 23%. So pretty evenly spread, and then he does have a cutter and a change at 14 and 9 respectively. The 0-1 fouls it back. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt, 1-2. Man, I can tell Tree Nug's high. He's talking about Cantaloupe being good. That is one of my least favorites. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three, and there's one away. And we always had him in the house growing up because everybody else loved him. And they tried to feed him. I'm like, get that cantaloupe away from me. Watermelon, banana, I'm in. Cantaloupe. Chartreuse, I say, trying to tell me cantaloupe's good. Honey melon, I didn't like any of those. I don't know what it is about the taste. The first pitch right there is a sinker. Offering the bunt, it's 0-1. The 0-1. I think it's because I think it's going to taste like something else, and it ends up tasting like cantaloupe every time I bite into it. The 0-1 pitch inside, 1-1. 1-1 count. High and out of the zone, 2-1. Braves nothing, Padres nothing. The 2-1 pitch, fouls it in between home and third.
Oh, we're being rude? Awesome, cool. My f***ing turn.
The 2-2 pitch is banged in the dugout. We'll do it again. Peter Griffin, Burner. Say hi to your mom from all of us in your basement. The 2-2 kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, change up, and there's two away. Elder looking much better than he has the last couple of times. Remember, there's been a few times where he's gone out there the first time through the order, he looks pretty good, and then the problems start. I don't think you're bright enough to battle there, Peter Griffin. Don't want none, won't be none. The 0-1 pitch, this is right there at the knees, it's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Tatis, who walked his first time up, he was caught stealing heading to third. Four-seamer, 1-1. Elder back to work, fires the four-seam fastball high and out of the zone. 2-1. Four-seamer coming in the low 90s and the slider in the low 80s. That's really where you want it. The 2-1 count. Turns and fires. Swing, pops it up. Over by very shallow right field. Eli and Olsen almost collided. I guess Olsen didn't hear him. Eli calling him off. But we'll get out of the inning just the same. We'll be back in a flash. 0-0 your score. Bottom of the third.
What's for dinner? Hey, Chef, what's for dinner?
My favorite. What's for dinner? Get in my belly!
Blob, the Blob, Blob Barker, Blob of the Hut, and Rub-a-Dub Chub.
What do you want for dinner?
I don't care.
One large jambalaya, please. Jambalaya?
Biggie can't fit through doorway.
Oh, this is fantastic.
You got my shirt at the Big and Tall shop?
When did I make the crossover? I can't feel my hands.
You gonna eat your cornbread? It's the wood that makes it good.
Oh my God, I'm fatter than the skipper.
No and then! No and then! No and then! No and then!
I refuse to play your Chinese food mind games.
You sure you know what you're doing?
Yeah, Chinese food seems kind of complicated. Well, maybe for a less experienced chef.
That ketchup?
It's just a base. You don't understand cooking.
Hey, you know what? I just figured out what I want for dinner. A nice hot bowl of shredded stew.
Gazpacho, por favor.
Por favor?
I'm part Spanish.
Adios, muchacho.
Maybe you're getting cheese ball syndrome.
I love broccoli. It's good for you.
And maybe you'd like to have a piece.
Vile weed!
Hurry up and munch those fries. We've got to get back to work soon.
One large crab bisque to go.
You want bread? You're pushing your luck, little man.
You know what? I'm sorry. I've had shredded stew before, and it sure as diddly didn't taste like that.
I'll tell you what, a refill on this delicious exotic tea.
That's duck sauce.
That is good.
We're trying to lose weight.
Fatty McButterpants.
Lay up there, I'm starving.
I'm gonna order us some pizza.
A little neighborhood joint called Domino's.
Domino's?
Everybody enjoying the food so far?
Oh my God, yes. We're gonna come tomorrow night and every other night for the rest of our lives.
Oh, and don't cheap out on the tip. We all know you're loaded now.
What's for dinner?
Welcome back. We start the bottom of the third. It's the bottom of the order for the Atlanta Braves. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Turns and kicks. Upstairs. Top shelf, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. It sounds like Hurston Waldrop may be done for the season. We'll get more on that here in a little bit. 1-1. Down and in, 2-1. That fly out by Riley earlier, by the way, came off the bat at 106 miles an hour. So he's really given some good at bats here recently. The 2-1 pitch. Brings it. Swing, chopper down the third base line. And we'll do it again. The 2-2. Right there. And it's a full count. So a payoff pitch. Swing, pops it up. Over second base, and we'll do it one more time. By the way, that's strike 2 there, Fatty McButterpants. One more outburst from you there, PG, and you're gone. Not playing dumb games with dumb people. 3-2 count, bottom of the third, 0-0 your score. Philly has taken a 2-0 lead over the Dodgers. The payoff pitch. Upstairs, strike 3, caught looking, got to swing the bat. One away. So one down. And Jim Jarvis will be the batter. I thought the only thing that makes sense is that Mateo must be in their doghouse because they've got Jarvis now starting against lefties. He was not doing that when he first came up. First pitch is a four-seam fastball off the plate. It's 1-0, and I don't really dislike it per se, but it's interesting because what does that mean for Mateo when Kim comes back? Because I like having Jorge Mateo on the roster. The 1-0 pitch, swing, rips it up the middle, and a diving stop over there at short to throw over to first, and they're going to say that they got him. Looked like he got him by about maybe a quarter step. That was a good 6-3 by Song. Weiss has his hand raised, wants to see if he wants to challenge this, and he does not. It's good hustle there by Jarvis. Yeah, they definitely got him. Maybe even more of a half step than a quarter step. Lefty-righty matchup, Eli White, the batter. Upstairs, misses high. It's 0-1. What I do like is that they changed the lineup in the fact that Eli is hitting in between Jarvis and Baldwin. So if they bring a left-hander in later in the game, like a tough lefty, you don't totally wipe out one part of your lineup. The 0-1, out and away, 1-1. So 1-1 count. 0-0 your score. Braves still looking for the first base hit, the first base runner. The 1-1. Swing, smacks the changeup backwards, 1-2. On deck is Drake Baldwin. J.P. Sears only at 30 pitches so far, by the way. He did this the first time we saw him, worked very economically, and worked deep into the game. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. We'll go to the top of the fourth. 0-0 your score here in Braves country. Good evening, Braves country. Braves country radio news. The deadline creeping closer. We'll have a lot of these going forward. Hurston Waldrop was removed after 36 pitches in a rehab start down on the farm. Waldrop made the comment he just wasn't feeling right in his arm. Hurston Waldrop had elbow surgery back in January. Alex Anthopoulos mentioned in a radio interview today that Kyle Schwarber, Starlin Marte were two guys that he was expecting to bring in the 2021 trade deadline. Trying to make moves with teams in their own division ended up costing the Braves in the end. The Braves pivoted, brought in guys like Peterson, Soler, Duvall. Braves won the championship and everybody had a Merry Christmas, but it just goes to show you it's still very difficult to make a deal with a team in your own division. Schwellenbach is starting his comeback from his elbow surgery back in February, and everything seems to be pointing in the right direction. Reports have put him in the Braves lineup possibly late August, early September, but Anthopoulos said he would not project someone in our 26-man roster that simply wasn't there. So expect Atlanta to be very aggressive in the trade season looking for starting pitching. With Bryce Elder on the bump tonight, if he gets in trouble, expect possibly J.R. Ritchie, Victor Medeiros, or Eliza Hernandez to cover the middle innings. Atlanta's bullpen has been very well taxed in the first series against the Texas Rangers. Short outing by Grant Holmes yesterday and an extremely short outing by Owen Murphy on Saturday has led to the scrambling. Late inning options will be interesting. Iglesias, Lee, and Fuentes have all logged multiple innings. Welcome back. First pitch, down and away. Bryce Elder back to work. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch upstairs. Merrill gives it a chase. 1-1. 1-1 count. I forget who was asking. You're asking about who the Braves are going to go after. It's the 1-1 pitch. Swing. Rolls it on the ground over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 put out. And there's one away. Well, you heard that clip. Oh, what's going on? Waldrop appears like he's probably done. Schwellenbach won't be back till September, maybe late August, but you can't bank on that. So I think they really do have to bring in two starting pitchers. Now, you're not expecting two elites. What you're hoping is that one of them is top tier, and the other one is more someone to be in the back of the pen, or excuse me, the back of the rotation as the hanging slider gets torched towards center field, and she is gone. Another cement mixer by Bryce Elder, and so Bryce Elder's another reason why you have to go out and get starting pitching. He's just not it, man. We've tried to put a square peg in a round hole for a long time, and it just isn't working. He makes it through that first time through the order. That ball was absolutely tattooed, but it was just another cement mixer. 402 feet over the center field wall. Harris gave it chase. The ball just getting over that wall. It's the deepest part of the park, but that has been Bryce Elder's, it's been his Achilles heel for quite some time. It's those hanging cement mixers that turn into pay dirt. 0-1 pitch to France. Braves trail 1-0. Right below the knees. 1-1. So guys like Robbie Ray, I know everybody wants Skubal. The question's going to be, what are they going to be asking? Because remember, you're not getting Skubal long term. You're getting him for 2 months. The 1-1 down and away. Looked like he went around. He did. 1-2. Joe Ryan is an interesting one, but you have to look at the overall pictures. The 1-2 outside wide, 2-2. One of the problems with trying to make these moves is you're going to have to wait till the very end, because too many teams can claim that they're in the playoff hunt right now. The 2-2 pitch, swing, smacks it on the ground. Diving attempt over there by Jim Jarvis, but the worm burner will get past him. And it is a one-out single for San Diego. Sonny Gray kind of went out the window. I never thought he was in play anyways, because Sonny Gray isn't a free agent until the end of the 2027 season. First pitch swing and pop up by Gavin Sheets. High into center field. Underneath it is Money Mike. He'll make the catch, and there's 2 down. But guys that I have jotted down that are of interest, you've got Ryan. We talked about Skubal. It really comes down to what's he going to want. And there's going to be such a bidding war for him because he is the best left-hander in baseball. He's arguably the best pitcher in baseball. But you're only getting him for 2 months, so how much capital do you have to give to get him? That's the problem. Righty-righty matchup, first pitch right there. Bogarts takes it for a strike. It's 0-1. Runner at first, 2 outs. So you've got, right now, Joe Ryan in Minnesota, they're only 4 games back in the Central. The 0-1 pitch, down and away, 1-1. Detroit is 6.5, but they do have 3 teams in front of them. They're in 4th in their division. They've been playing pretty good baseball recently. They've been climbing up, so that's got a lot to do with what you're looking at. I do believe that Miami's going to turn into sellers, but you don't see many moves made interdivision unless you get taken on the calls. The 1-1 slider looked like it hit the zone. Bart will challenge this one. 2-1. And they're going to overturn it, and so good challenge there by Bart. 1-2. They're going to flip it over to first to keep the runner close at bay. Other guys of interest, Reed Detmers is really interesting. He's a southpaw. He's been pretty good, and you would have control of him until the 2028 free agent season. I'm talking about November of 28. But what would they want for him? The 1-2 chops it foul. And I know he's not a household name, but Reed Detmers is a guy that could get you to October. You got guys that are being rumored like Freddie Peralta, but once again, he is a New York Met, so what are they going to want for him? And guys that were in play that probably aren't now, like Sonny Gray and Aroldis Chapman, they're going to make it a little more difficult. And I like the idea of Casey Mize as Bogart steps out of the box on a 1-2 count. But this will be the 3rd time he's had a groin issue. He's supposed to go and test today. So I don't think I want anything to do with him. The 1-2 fouls it back. Cool thing about Mize, not only would he be controllable through the end of next season, but he's from the Georgia area, so he might give you a hometown discount when he hits free agency. There's some good reliever options out there. The 1-2 pitch swing chopped on the ground over to Riley. It fired second. 5-4. Ozzie makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Trailing 1-0 here in Braves country.
Afternoon, everybody. What a day. I use a drink. Nothing like a cold one after a long day, huh?
So, how much do you drink?
I think I'm good for about 10 or 12.
10 or 12 a week? That's not bad.
About a week.
You drink 10 or 12 beers a day?
You counting beers, too?
How reckless of me. I made you all wet.
Yes, but my martini's still dry.
She turned out to be a part-time model and a full-time pickpocket. Oh, yeah. I've been known to drink a beer or two. But then again, I've been known to do a lot of things.
You drinking anymore?
Oh, me? No, I quit drinking, dude.
You never gonna drink again? Nope. You wanna stop at the bar by the Chinese restaurant? Just get a quick shot, me and you, and then we'll go? Yeah, the bar they got in the back.
Oh, the Chinese bar? Okay. What's shaking?
All 4 cheeks and a couple of chins.
I thought you said they didn't have alcohol.
Run back to your mix master.
cook up a few more of these.
Cigarette? No, I never touch them.
Well, I suck them down like Coca-Cola.
I expose people to magic. I expose them to something they're never otherwise going to see in their boring, normal lives. And I gave that to them. I may forget about them tomorrow, but they'll live with that memory for the rest of their lives. And that's a gift, man.
One of the women said that she was afraid she might OD.
I thought that was a lemon drop. I didn't think it was tequila.
What's that got to do with me?
You and me are gonna have a small talk later on.
I'll be busy thinking of things to say.
Doesn't your wife ever complain that you never spend any time with her?
Would you?
Could you keep it down to a low roar? Some of us have to work.
Put that money down, pal.
Yeah, I'll be ready.
There goes the 2 weeks at camp I promised the kids this summer.
My birthday, give me a beer, stick a candle in it, and I'll blow out my liver.
Here's to feeling good all the time.
Perfect. Cheers.
Cheers.
This crowd's back into it now.
Lefty-lefty matchup. Drake Baldwin, the batter, first pitch. Hanging slider upstairs. It's 0-1. Baldwin grounded out to first his first time up. Ozzie on deck, Olsen in the hole. The 0-1 pitch. Swing. Slow grounder over to second base. And second one of the day, 4-3 for Drake Baldwin. One down. I really think it's more likely Atlanta does not land a marquee starter. They're going to try to bring in two guys. And Thalpa's saying all the right things right now, but we've just seen his track record. He doesn't go get the Scoobles. He doesn't go and get the Joe Ryans. First pitch right there on the outer edge. Changeup, it's 0-1. I could see the Robbie Ray. The Robbie Ray is realistic, and I'd be fine with that. It's him going into the rotation. You hit October with Sale, Robbie Ray, the 0-1. Swing, lifts it. High, deep down the right field line. Foul up against the screen down there in the corner. It's 0-2. But you're really going to have that third guy. And you've got some guys. Look, Schwellenbach would be great. But if you don't have Schwellenbach, guys without swing and miss stuff, that's not going to play in the postseason. The 0-2 pitch. Swing! That ball's roasted into left center field, and it's down for a base hit. And Ozzie Albies rocking and rolling on a Monday night.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
Went down and got that one, slicing it just past the leaping attempt over there at short by Song. Ball was smoked. So 1 on, 1 out. Matt Olson, the batter. Infield back into the right. The first pitch swinging. Chops it on the ground, and that is going to end the inning on a 3-6-3 double play. So just like that, they're out of the jam, but the Braves finally get the first run on the board. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
War's over, man. Drop the big one.
Well, since when are you the pudding kind?
What? Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is. And it ain't over now. Who's with me? Let's go!
I don't have to tell you things are bad. It's depression. Everybody's scared. Punks are running wild in the street. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. I want you to get mad.
Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live!
Shame on you. This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst.
In this lifetime, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody except yourself. And after what you've gone through, if you haven't done that by now, it ain't gonna never happen.
Wretched slugs. Don't any of you have the guts to play for blood?
I'm your huckleberry.
I'll put you out of your misery.
Say wham.
You gotta say, damn it, my life has value.
And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause.
Intruder.
Yes, you're an intruder. I was having a perfectly nice trip until you walked into my life.
Hey! Just lying around. I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Right. Psychotic, but absolutely right. We gotta take these bastards.
Are they yelling in Atlanta?
Are they yelling in Atlanta?
I'm as mad as hell!
They're yelling in Atlanta.
Son of a We struck the mother load!
I'm mad as hell!
I'm not gonna take it anymore!
And this crowd's back into it now.
I didn't think you had it in you.
You look like somebody just walked over your grave. Play for blood, remember?
Like I missed something.
Yeah, we're all officially kicked out of school.
That makes sense.
First pitch high and away from Bryce Elder to start the inning versus Cronenworth. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup, the 1-0 pitch. Misses away, sinker. Ball 2-0. Jake Cronenworth, the bottom of the order here for the Padres. The 2-0 pitch swing, laces it over the head of Elder. It's going to be a hard one hopper into the glove of Jarvis. Jarvis flips it to first, 6-3. One away. Ball was scalded. Good thing Elder's not very tall. He might need medical attention. So as far as guys that have been rumored that I would like to see the Braves make moves for, Detmer would be towards the top of the list just because you have 3 years of control on him. But Joe Ryan would be phenomenal. My question is his availability if the Twins continue to win. First pitch swinging here. Sinker lifted into center field, and that's going to get just in front of Michael Harris. And it's a one-out single for the Padres. Freddie Furman now batting 159 after that at bat. The backstop he's really known for his glove and athleticism. Not much of a hitter, but they left way too much of the ball over the plate there. Phillies pounding the Dodgers 4-0 in the top of the fourth, so we're not getting any help over on that end. First pitch upstairs, sinker. Well, we'll get the call. We'll take it. It's 0-1. But I don't want to pay Sonny Gray $30 million next year, and that's what you would take to take him away from the Red Sox. Infield back into the right. Double play depth. The 0-1 pitch swing chops it up the middle. It's going to be Ozzie to Jarvis to Olsen. A 4-6-3 inning-ending, rally-killing double play. Great relay. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country Radio Network.
Don't get in my car telling me, oh, you could have made a left turn right there, you could have made a right turn right there, because no, you could have drove your own car. Or either hush or get out the car. Hello, somebody.
A lot of people don't know this, but if you eat a pizza right at midnight, your body doesn't know if you ate the pizza yesterday or today, so the calories simply do not count.
Did you know that a 17-year-old intern at NASA discovered a new planet? Well, now you know. 17-year-old discovered a planet 6.9 times larger than Earth on third day of internship at NASA. If I worked at NASA, I would be pissed off, because what do you mean this kid has only been here for 3 days? I've been here for 25 years, and I've been looking at the same ugly-ass, dusty-ass planets, stars, and moons, and the planet he found looks like an Easter egg, that festive-looking planet. The planet is called TOI 1338b. Y'all could have called it something else. It looks like a bunch of wet paint dripping on a paper. Call it Crayola.
Grandpa hits a home run in his first game in the big leagues, which is, doesn't happen very often. And then he goes ahead and hits a second home run in his second game.
Yogi's blast sails over the right field fence, and the Yanks.
And he rounds the bases and comes back to the dugout, and Joe DiMaggio is sitting on the bench just kind of staring at him. And Grandpa's staring back at Joe DiMaggio, and he says, "What I can hit homers too.
Well, I mean, first memories of Yogi Berra was watching him play on television. He was a left-hand hitter. I could just see him taking that long bat and hitting it over the right field fence into Bedford Avenue at Ebbets Field. He was such a good hitter and such an unorthodox hitter. You know, his hit probably half the time were on pitches that weren't strikes. You know, he just basically looked for something that looked good to him and he swung at it.
Have fun. It's a fun game to me. The fun of the game is hitting.
You can tell me I need therapy all you want. No, all I need is for you to swing first. All I need is to be able to put this down in self-defense.
Some of the under-the-radar guys that I've kind of earmarked, and talking about hitters and pitchers that have been rumored to be on the trade market. You got Joe Adele out there for the Angels. That would be a phenomenal get because he would carry you through the 2027 season. Austin Riley, the batter, lefty-righty matchup. Pitch outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Folks aren't familiar with the Dell power-hitting right-handed bat. And those are rare in these days. The 1-0. Turns and clicks. Just below the knees. Ball 2-2-0. Austin Riley flew out to center, deep center, his first time up. Braves trail 1-0. Bottom of the fifth. Quick moving game here in Atlanta. We started this just an hour ago, already through 4 innings. The 2-0. Down and away, ball 3-3-0. Outfielders, this guy, because he owns, and it's weird because he's not a household name, he owns the left-hander Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies. Lane Thomas, the 3-0 pitch, swing, that ball's belted high and deep, going back on the track at the wall, just in front of the 385 sign. Austin Riley thought he had it. Everybody thought he had it. One away, F7 in your scorecard. So Lane Thomas would not cost you much. And you could probably get him for basically a song. And he could help face left-handed batters, but also you get in the postseason, you face the Phillies, you're going to face Christopher Sanchez. Lefty-lefty matchup, first pitch on the way, chopper down the first base line. It's 0-1, and I don't think you would have to do much. We did a game with the Royals, which is where he's at nowadays, versus the Phillies recently. And I instantly noticed on the stats against, he was like 7 for 12 lifetime versus Christopher Sanchez. I was like, that doesn't sound right. And then he goes and rocks 3 hits off of him. So he sees it somehow. I don't know what it is. The 0-1. Swing lifted. High, deep, going back on the track. Grab your hat! Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong! A solo shot!
A little razzle-dazzle. That's all right. My name is Money Mike. All right, then.
Count that money. It's his 18th home run of the year.
Use your ass. This ain't for play. I don't do this for fun. Might want to shave. Might want to shave somebody else. Never know.
Barely creeped over the wall. 341 happy feet. Didn't even get to the fans out there, but it's good enough for a run. And the Braves have tied it up 1-1. Mauricio Dubon, your batter, first pitch swinging, slaps it down the right field line, diving stop over there by the first baseman, Ty France. Impressive play. 2 down. Oh, wait a minute. Did we get a catcher's interference? We must have gotten a catcher's interference. So Dubon is on.
Pardon me. Would you have any?
But of course. So if you're scoring that at home, it's a catcher's interference, and it does not go against their record. It's not an out. It's not a hit. It's just interference. Think of it like a hit by pitch. When I'm scoring, I usually just put a CI there with an asterisk. Lefty-righty matchup. Joey Bart, the batter. 1 on, 1 out. Pitch outside wide. It's 1-0. Dodgers have gotten on the board. It's 4-1 in the top of the 4th, so hopefully they can work their way back. But the point is, Sanchez is pitching tonight. And once again, I would like to get him on the team sooner than later, just because you know you're going to face the Phillies 2 more times. And be able to put him in the lineup against Sanchez. For whatever reason, he owns Christopher Sanchez. That's one of my under-the-radar ones that I don't think anybody's talking about. Taylor Ward is an option. He's a free agent at the end of the year. Most of y'all know him. If St. Louis falls out of it, is the 1-0 pitch. Swing, pop-up. Bart lifts it down the right field line. Foul. Up against the screen, smacking against the tarps. 1-1. The St. Louis Cardinals fall out of it, and they are currently, they're 10.5 out of the Central, but I'm talking about the actual wild card standings. St. Louis right now is in a dead heat with Miami and Pittsburgh for the last slot in the wild card. But Newt Bar is supposedly available. The 1-1 pitch swing, roasts it down the left field line into the corner. And going around second, heading to third, heading them home. Here comes the throw. Here comes the relay. Mauricio Dubon is safe! And it's 2-1, your Atlanta Braves. Joey Bart with an RBI double, just sneaking in the line. And how about that?
What's shaking, man? And what's your name, little boy? I'm Bart. Who the hell are you? Bart.
That ball was smacked down the left field line, and it hit that little corner that jets out and died out there. So when Dubon saw that, Sheets had to chase it all the way down. By the time he got it, Dubon was already turning third and heading home. So an RBI double, your Braves lead it 2-1. Jim Jarvis will be the batter. So we get a quick mound visit out there. Yeah, Lane Thomas is one of those under-the-radar guys. I think you could get him for basically nothing because the Royals are so far out of it. Now, a guy that I would like for the Braves to add long-term would be C.J. Abrams. He's supposedly on the trade market for Washington, but once again, interdivision, are they going to move him? First pitch is upstairs, inside slider. It's 1-0. And you could keep a guy like Jim Jarvis around for defensive purposes, but C.J. Abrams would be a major uptick at shortstop. The 1-0. Swing, chopper, over towards second. Jarvis will be down on a 4-3, and there's 2 away. Bart does move down to third base. But if you're looking at getting into October and moving deep into October, you need a deep pen. There's a lot of guys out there that are being rumored to be on the trade block that aren't necessarily household names, but they have been very good. Senzatella of the Rockies. Fairbanks down in Miami, who we'll see how they do the next 2 weeks. First pitch, swing and a miss, changeup. It's 0-1. Brooks Raley, A.J. Minter, 2 very good left-handers in the Mets pen. But once again, what are they going to ask? Division foes. Kyle Finnegan from the Tigers. Kittredge. Whitlock, the 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Good take there by Eli White. Good block by Furman to make sure Bart, it doesn't scamper home. Runner at third, 2 outs. And some of these guys, when I jotted them down about a week ago, you weren't taking into consideration that the Red Sox would get red hot, but Greg Weiser was another good piece out of the pen, but I don't think the Red Sox are going to be selling. They have gotten, 13 in a row now? The 1-1. Sears looks in, pitch 52 on the night. This is up high, 2-1. And I don't know why they're saying this, but they're saying Riley O'Brien is available from the St. Louis Cardinals. He's under contract, under control, till 2031. The 2-1 pitch, swing, lifts it away. And that's the fireball. That's their closer for those of y'all who aren't very familiar with them. They just showed the tarps off, guys. There's a zoo of them up there. The 2-2. Bunch of kids in the left field corner nosebleed section. The 2-2 pitch, swing, pops it up, back out of play. That's one of the coolest things that have happened here in 2026 in sports. And it's been right here with MLB. The Braves weren't the first to do it, but MLB got it really rolling. This tarps off thing, I just think it's funny as hell. Eli steps out of the box for a second. Senzatella from the Rockies. He's someone you're not going to know very well, but he's a left-hander. His velo is up about 3 miles an hour this year, and he would be a great addition to the bullpen. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, blew it right by him, 93. Probably looked like 103 after all that soft stuff, and that'll end the inning. Eli on the strikeout. We go to the top of the 6th, but not before your Atlanta Braves. Put a couple on the board. 2-1 good, guys. We go to the 6th inning.
Would you rather be the fattest bloke in your friendship group or the poorest bloke in your friendship group?
Hell, I didn't know we could choose. I wish I'd known before I didn't have to be both.
PSA. If you've been saying it's your allergies for the past 2 weeks, it's not your allergies, big dog. You need to go to the doctor and get checked out before you piss somebody off.
Single women of America, stop scrolling. I'm looking for a Valentine's Day date. Don't worry, there are no expectations.
Autistic or a serial killer? Or an autistic serial killer?
Here are the qualifications to apply. You must live in America. You should not be a teenager.
Should? That's a load-bearing word there, huh?
And you cannot be married.
Oh, we've gone to cannot, so you do know that word. Okay. So infidelity is higher on the no-no list. We went to the same Sunday school, I see.
So, if you like Italian food and you don't already have a date for Valentine's Day, or you want to bail on your existing date, I would like to go with you.
I wouldn't trust that guy in a room alone with his best-looking cousin, let alone at an Olive Garden with somebody you just met on the internet. But ladies, do you. Anyway, that guy's crazy. I don't care what anybody says.
He had these amazing, meat hook, gigantic hands that were super fast, which is another reason he was able to put the bat on so many, what everyone else called bad pitches.
Great hands, great ability to know where the end of the bat was. That's what Yogi was really good at. He knew where the end of the bat was every time. And that's why they said he was such a good bad ball hitter. Look at the old videos, man.
Then Yogi hits one out into right field.
He hit with power, and the amazing thing was almost never struck out.
Because he swung at everything. Yeah, that's the key. You can't strike out if you don't get 2 strikes, right? If you don't get to 2 strikes, and Yogi swung at everything. He's probably one of the best bad ball hitters there was in the game.
Now, don't lie to me. Who is keeping Fig Newton in business? Don't lie to me now.
2-1 your score. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Fernando Tatis, the batter. Braves looking for their first win against the Padres in 2026. The 0-1 pitch. Fouls it away. It's 0-2. Braves are swept in a 3-game set out there in San Diego, hoping to return the favor in a 4-game series here in Atlanta. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Good take there, 1-2. One-two count. Kicks and fires out and away. 2-2. I think one of the guys that I left off that list I was telling y'all earlier, so I see him written down, but I don't think I said it was the left-hander Taylor Rogers. Is the sinker down the way, full count. Anthony Bender's another interesting one, but once again, him and Michael Peterson, they're in the division and they're both under control for 2 more years. The payoff pitch. Chops it foul. Do it again. Sometimes I think the people that put these lists together, they just want everybody to be traded. And they want you to believe that they have a reason to trade all these guys. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, is the payoff pitch. Swing chopper back to Elder. Elder's got it. Underhands it first. And there's one away. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, these teams have no desire to trade any of these guys, because when you talk about a cheap team like the Miami Marlins, they don't spend much on the free agent. Why would they get rid of an Anthony Bender and a Michael Peterson when they still have club control next year? Doesn't make a ton of sense. And they're technically in the, they just got swept, and they were the hottest team in baseball before that, but over the past month. But Miami right now is hanging around. First pitch is upstairs. Cutter misses high. It's 1-0. They're currently 52-48. They're only 3 games behind the Phillies for the second spot in the wild card. Cubs lead the National League. The 1-0. Smacks it back foul. 1-1. Dodgers trail the Phillies 4-1, top of the 5th. Miami and Houston, they just got underway. It's 0-0. Swing and a miss, Cutter. 1-2. Ronel Blanco, of course he's affectionately called in Houston Ronnie White. Ron White, he is making his debut this year. Long road back from injury. 1-2 count. Swing, slaps it down the left field line. Bending, foul. We'll do it again. Speaking of those red-hot Red Sox, they lead Baltimore 3-2 in the 6th. Mets trail Brewers. It's 5-3 in the bottom of the 3rd. The 1-2. Elder looking in. Time is called. Joey Bart's going to go out there and talk to him real quick. Elder sitting at 68 pitches. By the way, Sears, for that matter, is at 55. And they at least want to get Elder through the 6th. This would be a godsend for him to give them 6-7 innings of 1-run ball. Be interesting to see how they try to move through the 8th and 9th inning if he can do it. The 1-2 fouls it back. So one thing Weiss always says is that he does not play for tomorrow, meaning if he has a chance to win today, he's going to do it. Now, he's not going to go chase down if you're trailing 5-1 or whatnot. He's not going to go dump out the back of his bullpen, but 1-2 from Elder, misses high and out of the zone. 2-2. But remember, they brought in Iglesias in a game they didn't really need to on Saturday, and they needed him on Sunday. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3, sinker at the knees, and there's 2 down. Good pitch there by Elder. That's probably the best sinker that he has thrown all night long. That thing just dipped down. And that's his 4th punchy of the day. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Right there at the knees. 1-1. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that Jim Jarvis is going to be a star is the 1-1 upstairs, 1 and 2. But he could be a couple things. If the Braves ever figure out shortstop, he could be a nice little trade piece, a cheap piece for. But he could also be a hell of a bench piece. Is the 1-2 off the plate, 2 and 2. Kim, they're obviously not going to bring him back. The 2-2 swing lifted high and deep. Center field going back on the track and catching the ball. Deepest part of the ballpark is Money Mike, and that'll end the inning. 75% of this great world is covered by water. The rest by Michael the Hawk Harris. We'll be back in a flash. On this date, 1926, Philadelphia Athletics outfielder Al Simmons establishes an American League record by playing 394 consecutive games to start a career. Hideki Matsui, who will begin in 518 straight games after signing as a Japanese free agent with the New York Yankees, will surpass the Hall of Famers mark in 2005. On this date, 1944, the American and National League Joint Rules Committee outlawed the spitball, the shine ball, and the emery ball. 17 pitchers are allowed to keep throwing the banned pitches until they retire, including Burleigh Grimes, who will be the last player to throw the doctored pitch legally. And on this date in 1958, Detroit Tiger right-hander Jim Bunning no-hits the Red Sox 3-0. He becomes the first modern-day pitcher to toss hitless games in both leagues when he throws a perfect game against the Mets in 1964. Bob Murphy will be behind the microphone for each of the future Hall of Famers and U.S. Senators' gems. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. Welcome back. 2-1 your score. Appreciate you spending your Monday evening here in Braves Country. July 20th, and the summer's flying by. The left-hander Peralta is going to come on now. Face the top of the order, Wandy Peralta with the filthy 2.19 ERA. And he'll set to face Drake Baldwin, Ozzie Albies, and Matt Olson. First pitch on the way is a slider upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. That's one of those ones that Drake wish he had back. That's one he normally hammers. The 0-1, he swung at that. He was looking for that same pitch. It was a slider, but this one was much further down. It's 0-2. Stumbling it out of his shoes on that one. 0-2 count. 2-1 Atlanta, bottom of the sixth. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chased a bad one there. Strike three, and Baldwin looks very confused on that at bat. One away. Ozzie Albies the batter. Haven't seen too many reports on Kim since he's been down there. I know he had a home run first or second game back, but they haven't talked about him much since. He must not be hitting the ball down there once again. Lefty-righty matchup, first pitch, chops it off the plate. It's 0-1. I do expect Ronald Acuna Jr. to be back this week at some point. Probably later in the week. We'll see how it plays out. But they do want to make sure they're getting these guys right because they know they've rushed a few of them back this year and it hasn't turned out well. The 0-1 to Ozzie, swing, laces it down the line. It's 0-2. Now, the issue you do have is Ha-Seong Kim, once he started his rehabilitation, he's got to be back 19 days after that. That's the CBA rules. So you have to play the game of do you bring him back too early, but also the 0-2 outside wide 1-2. If he is hitting well, you may want to use him in a piece of a trade to get rid of him. You can trick someone into that nonsense. The 1-2 to Ozzie. This is a guy that's been struggling a little bit recently. The pitch on the way. Swing blasted. High and deep. Get up, get up. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lamma, ding-dong. That'll end the struggle bus. Ozzie Albies' 15th home run of the year. How far did this one fly?
On the whiz,
393 happy feet over the left field wall, smacking the back of the bullpen. And your Braves have doubled the lead. Get a little breathing room here. It's 3-1. Matt Olson, your batter, first pitch, takes the slider there at the knees. Low strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and in, slider. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Turns and kicks, swing. Punches it up the middle, but a soft bouncer into the glove of the shortstop, Song. Song to France, 6-3, 2 down. One across, 2 down. And Austin Riley will come to the plate. Talk about someone who's been hot and been hitting the ball well tonight, just hasn't gotten it out of the yard. First pitch slider down and away, it's 1-0. If you're on a live betting site, you might want to sprinkle some pizza money on him right now, man. He has smoked a couple. And if Peralta hangs another one of those like he did to Ozzie, it's going to be good night Irene, the 1-0. Change-up off the plate, 2-0. They call that a changeup, but it's got filthy movement to it where it dips away like a slower two-seamer. That's one thing about Peralta. They always call it the change, but I'm like, man, that thing looks like a two-seamer or a sinker. The 3-0. The pitch misses down and away. I don't think he wants any of this smoke. He's pitching around Riley. The 3-0 pitch. Down below the knees, ball 4. He was definitely pitching around Austin Riley. Michael Harris II will come to the plate. He must think that he's going to have a better chance against this left-hander than the right-hander, but you better axe somebody. Harris already gone deep one time tonight. Speaking of left-handers, Danny Young is warming up in the Braves bullpen. Lefty-lefty matchup, first pitch. Sinker below the knees, it's 1-0. So it appears that Elder's night may be through. And they're going to go to the left-hander, Danny Young. And in the spot in the order, you can understand why. The 1-0 pitch, inside, ball 2-0. You'd like to get a little more of a lead here, so Danny Young's not walking on eggshells when he comes in. The 2-0 pitch, flips it over to first real quick to keep Riley close by. They've got the right-hander France, and then it's Sheets and Bogarts. This who's due up next in their inning. The 2-0 pitch, right down the pipe, sinker, 2-1. Michael Harris II, 5'11", 195-pounder, out of DeKalb, Georgia. Lefty-lefty matchup, the 2-1 pitch. Swing, that ball's railed down the right field line, just foul. Man, he got a good swing on that one. Just couldn't keep it straight down the line. Riley's not really known for his speed, but if that ball rattles in his corner, rattles around in that corner, The way he cuts bags, he might have scored with 2 outs. The 2-2 to Harris. Infield back into the right, outfield deep and straight away. The pitch on the way, swing, chopper, just enough to stay alive. He's gone sinker, sinker, sinker. Then that 2-seam changeup that he throws, and that was the slider. The 2-2, swing, chopper. Hard chopper towards the first base dugout near the camera well. And we'll do it again. It doesn't sound like, I don't know what you're talking about, the Spaceman, but it doesn't sound like Strider's coming back this year. It's been mum's the word on him too. He does come back. I'd be looking at him as the bullpen. The 2-2. Swing. Smacks that down the line. Foul. I wonder if you could piece Strider together in a deal, but I don't think so because he's had so many injury issues. He was okay this year. He wasn't great. He wasn't terrible. Remember, he's locked up for a while. The 2-2 pitch, swing, bangs it on the ground over to second, and that's a 4-3 putout. That's going to end the inning. But not before your Atlanta Braves make it a 3-1 lead. The solo shot from Ozzie Albies. We go to the 7th.
There's a fine line between being sassy and being an asshole. And you know what? I cross that line every day.
Like just start talking?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? I was recently accused of stealing a cigarette machine out of Cherry Hill bowling lanes.
You pled guilty already. There's no accused at this point.
You're my lawyer. You're supposed to tell me what to say and stuff.
You're going to tell the judge why he shouldn't put you in jail. He already knows you did it.
All right, hey, such a good lawyer, man. Yo, everybody, that's my cousin over there. He's my lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah, but you went to school. You went to college.
I got a marketing degree. That's not the same thing.
Close enough, baby. Oh, right. What's up? Coming up on you. Yeah, gonna cut you.
You're
I'll throw hands with him. He'd be like, yo, what's up? I'm wearing a robe. And I'm like, only girls wear robes. Come on, dude.
Well, first of all, you're supposed to tell the judge why he shouldn't put you in jail. This is gonna him off.
He shouldn't put me in jail because he knows when I get out.
No.
You gotta let me flap. You ain't nothing. I know all the secrets.
Whatever, dude.
Let's get it.
Early 90s, the Indians are still the same old Indians. They're floundering around. So for a few years, you're the voice of a struggling team. And then, all of a sudden, John Hart and others in that organization had a far-sighted vision. They put together a team, beginning in the mid-90s, that was one of the best teams in baseball. But tell me why you think it made a difference in terms of your listeners that they first heard you when the team was crummy.
I think made them feel like, oh, he feels our pain. You know, in 1990, we were better than we thought we would be. Sandy Alomar was Rookie of the Year. We'd made that trade of Joe Carter and got Sandy and Carlos Baerga and Chris James. And, you know, we had a really good pitching staff. Bud Black, John Farrell, Greg Swindell, Tom Candiotti, and a young Charlie Nagy.
Set your alerts and subscribe to the BCR. Bryce Elder's back out there, so he's going to throw at least one batter. Remember, there's a left-hander due up second in the inning. Righty-righty matchup in France blasts another one. Another hanger and banger as Bryce Elder throws another meatball up there, and the lead is now 3-2. I was really surprised he was coming back out there. We've been fortunate to get what we've gotten out of him. Please tell me this is the end of his rope. The left-hander Gavin Sheets, who has hit a ton of home runs against Atlanta, is now coming to the plate. And yep, that looks like that dog is dead finally. So the Bryce Elder experience is over. We will go to the bullpen, now leading by only one. Real quick, we're going to do a quick out-of-town scoreboard for you. Bottom of the 7th inning, Twins lead the Guardians. Guardians lead the Twins 11-3 in Cleveland. They're in New York, and the Yankees are up on top of the Pirates 8-5 in the 5th. Blue Jays and Rays 5-1 in Canada in the 7th. They're in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and the Phillies lead the Dodgers 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Orioles and Red Sox 4-4, top of the 7th in Fenway as they try to extend 14-game winning streak for Boston. Braves lead the Padres here 3-2. We're in the top of the 7th in a pitching change. Bryce Elder's day is done. Brewers 5, Mets 1 in the 4th. Giants and Royals. KC leads it 3-1 in the 5th. Tigers and Cubs 4-0 in the 1st. Detroit on top. White Sox and Rangers. Texas 2-0 over Chicago in the 2nd. Astros 5, Marlins 2, bottom of the 2nd. Nationals lead the Rockies 3-0 in the top of the 1st. And that is your out-of-town scoreboard as we go back to the action. And the first pitch on the way, Danny Young kicks and fires as we get a pinch hitter Rengifo coming in. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup, the 0-1. Flips the sweeper outside, 1-1. The 1-1. Well off the mark, ball 2, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. 3-2 your score. Top of the 7th, nobody out. I think I'm catching the replay in the background. I think the Astros hit a grand slam to take a lead on that game. 3-1 pitch. Bogart standing on deck. Cronenworth in the hole. The 3-1 from Young. Roasted to the right side of the infield, and that's going to be a single with nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. So trouble of brewing. Back to that Spencer Strider talk. He is under contract if the club picks up the contract in 2029 for $22 million. He is under contract for roughly that amount each year until 2029. Lefty righty, first pitch upstairs. Called for a strike, it's on 1. But if he comes back this year, I would put him in the bullpen. I just don't think you can trust him. The 0-1. Sinker at the knees. Joey Bart wants to challenge us. It's extremely close. Astros just hit another home run, and man, he missed it by less than 0.1 of an inch. My God. It looked like it was touching the box when they first threw it up there. They had to zoom in on that one.
You're wrong.
The 1-1. Sweeper right there, 1-2. So Braves are down to 1 ABS challenge now. Atlanta leads this one 3-2. We're in the top of the 7th. The 1-2. As Young flips it over there to first. Yeah, the whole Lindor being traded thing So they definitely want to move him. The problem is I don't think anybody wants him. He's not playing well, and he's making up for that by being paid over $30 million a year. Pitch is chopped down the line, foul. I mean, if you could get them to pick up a huge chunk of that, you'd almost give it a try, but I don't see that happening. Can you imagine if you traded away Lindor to a division rival, you paid a good portion of his salary, we'll just say half of it, and then he starts roasting you every time you see him? I'm going to flip it over to first real quick to keep the runner close by. I've never been a Lindor fan since he got to New York. He has shown his colors a few times. It doesn't seem like I don't think he would fit in that Braves locker room. He had that weird thing that went on with the lying about a rat being in the dugout when there was some pushing and shoving. He tried to say that they saw a rat. 1-2, runner goes, ball's banged down the line, foul. Pretty good jump over there, but he'll head back to first. So that was a weird thing in itself, that it was like, why are you lying about that? A lot of people probably don't remember that, because when he first got to the Mets and there was some pushing and shoving in the dugout, he tried to say they were all crowding around, or not in the dugout, but just past the dugout. And he tried to make some story about they'd never seen a rat in New York or whatever. The 1-2 swing, chops it on the ground. Runner was off to the races again. Jarvis will flip it to second, and it's a 6-3 putout. And Gifo gets into scoring position. If he's not on the move, that's going to be an easy double play. Yeah, Kendall. He was the ones involved in that. I'm trying to think of who that other guy was that was leading the charge, but he was definitely there. He was a part of that. I think Stroman was involved. First pitch on the way, sweeper down and away. It's 1-0. But I feel like there was another everyday player. It wasn't Alonso. Mets fans are still furious about that, them letting Alonso go. 1-0. Kicks and fires, swing. Baltimore chopper over the mound. Jarvis has it, flips it to first, and there's 2 down. But the runner's now 90 feet away from tying the game. If San Diego falls out of it, and right now they're 2.5 out of the wild card, they're not winning the division. If they fall out of it and realize they have 5 teams in front of them, so it's not just that you're 2.5 out, it's how many teams you got in front of you. They've got some pieces that have been rumored to be on the move. I've just never jotted many of them down, because the way I look at it is they never sell. Why would they all of a sudden decide to now? Now, if we send them on a losing streak here, maybe. Maybe if they really fall out of it, but they have some interesting pieces. One of the ones they keep talking about is Mason Miller, but they just made that trade. Walt Weiss is coming out of the pen, and Medeiros is going to come on and try to put the fire out here. Runner at third, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. We'll head to the bullpen here in Braves country. Welcome back. Victor Medeiros, come on. He's pitched in 4 games this year, 7 innings, a 1.29 ERA, righty-righty matchup. Starts the night for him, and the first pitch is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Luis Campusano facing Medeiros. The 0-1 fouls it away. It's 0-2. Freddie Furman is now out of the game as Campusano will most likely take over behind home plate for him. He's batting .297. So, hence the pinch hitting, the 0-2. 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Man, that thing explodes. 1-2. You would love to see him really corral this. His only issues he's had has been his control. The 1-2. Swing, pop up. Out of play. And everybody, I mean, that's everybody's big concern normally when they hit the bigs is their control. But I'm talking about he can be wild sometimes. He's got explosive stuff. The 1-2. Just below the knees. 2-2. He's also a hell of a pinch hitter. This is the guy that got the 2 RBI single using Matt Olson's bat. 2-2 count. Turns and kicks. Swing. Pop up. Will stay in play. Will not. So Bryce Elder's night was 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Both of them solo shots, a walk and 4 Ks. All in all, not a terrible outing. I just think they should never sent him back out there for the 7th. They were getting a little greedy there. Young came in for 2 1/3. He is responsible for the man at third. The 2-2 pitch, outside wide, 3-2. So full count. Standing on deck is Song. We'll see if they go to the. He's standing on deck, so I guess he will hit regardless. Three to 2 your score, top of the 7th, 2 outs. The infield back into the left. The payoff pitch. Outside wide, ball 4. So that wildness coming into play once again. And runners on the corners and 2 outs. Talked about this earlier in the game that I don't know what you're asking, Rosemary. I must have missed some context there. They're going to go out there and they're going to pinch run now, so Campusano's out of the game. Bowen will come in and pinch run. Jace Bowen. And Song at the plate. Righty, lefty, first pitch, cutter upstairs. It's 0-1. Sung Bung Song. Say that 3 times fast. 6 foot, 194 pounder. From Seoul, Korea. The 0-1 high and outside, 1-1. This is his first year in the major leagues coming over from Korea. Batting .233 on the year and a .641 OPS. The 1-1. Medeiros looks in. And brings it. Swing lifted. High into center field, drifting. Back underneath it. Calling fair catch at about the 50-yard line is Money Mike, and that'll end the inning. Medeiros is pumped. Are you pumped? We go to the bottom of the 7th. Time to get up and stretch here in Braves country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball.
Welcome back. First pitch is right there for a strike. Start off the bottom of the 7th inning. Sorry, the button got jammed. I couldn't get that video off. The 0-1 righty-righty matchup. Mauricio Dubon, the batter. Pitcher on for the Padres. Rodriguez, more on him in a second. The 1-1 pitch, swing, chops it in front of the plate, but foul, 1-2. It's spelled Bradgley. So it's like Bradley, but there's a G in, so I'm thinking it's Bradgley. I'll have to look that up. I've never seen that name before. We'll call him B-Rod. B-Rod coming into the ball game. Thinking someone made a mistake on his birth certificate. The 1-2 pitch inside. Tries to get out of the way, but the ball tapped foul off his bat. So it is Bradley. Bradley is what they're saying, how he pronounces it. The 1-2, swing, punches it over the back behind the plate off to the right. 1-2. Something's not fixing there. Okay, this is what they're saying it's pronounced as. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, chops it back. Do it again. So it's Bradgley Rodriguez. I have never heard that name. And I contend his parents just accidentally put a G in there and they just leaned into it once they made the mistake. Bradgley, and they're saying it's pronounced Bradgley Rodriguez. It's from Venezuela. 6'1". They're saying 160 pounds. There is no way this guy is 6'1", 160. He's got a belly and all. So if he is 6'1", he might be 260. The 1-2. Swing, punches it away. I mean, he's not a big fat guy or nothing, but he's not 160. He might have been 160. He was 160 when I was 140, and that was back in middle school. The 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, chased a four-seamer out of the zone. One down. 98 miles an hour. Cooking it. Bottom of the 7th. Braves lead by only 1, and the top of order due up for the Padres in the 8th, so you'd really like to get some insurance. First pitch out and away. Joey Bart, the batter, it's 1-0. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI double. The 1-0 swing, chops it foul. We had some good news in Philadelphia. The Dodgers had made it 4-3, but home run just seconds ago by Brandon Marsh has made it 5-3 Philadelphia. They're in the 6th, so still a long way to go in that one. So we are Team Dodgers right now. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, four-seamer. 99 miles an hour. It's 1-2. He was so far behind that one. The 1-2 count, bottom of the order here for the Braves. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss, blew another one by him, 99 miles an hour off the plate, but he probably can't see it. There's 2 down. I mean, that ball is absolutely scorching past him. Two down, and Jarvis the batter. Righty lefty first pitch, four-seamer. Upstairs it's 0-1, fouling it away. The 0-1. Changeup misses, 1-1. 1-1 count. Rodriguez comes set in the dirt, 2-1. Standing on deck would be Eli White unless they pinch hit for him, and the Braves have the full bench to offer. Farmer, Hicklin, Mateo, and Smith, the 2-1 pitch. Swing, slaps it down the line, foul, four-seamer, 99. Just got a piece of it. The only left-hander we have on the bench is Dominic Smith. And then you've got Mateo and Hicklin and Farmer from the right side. And they're probably going to save Mateo for pinch running duties. The 2-2, swing on the ground over to third. Shortstop area, but Machado's got it, 5-3, and that'll end the inning. Braves 3, Padres 2. We go to 8 here in Braves country.
106 miles to Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
It's happy hour. When wins become losses and losses become wins.
You guys going to happy hour? I'll come for a couple. Just a couple, though. Not like last time.
I need a drink. When buying a beer, buying only one beer can cause a misalignment in your spine due to the uneven weight distribution. This can cause unnecessary back pain and potential spine issues. To prevent this, carry 2 beers, ensuring your body is balanced and proper health maintained.
Afternoon, everybody.
Put my pants on, one leg at a time.
Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
Everybody drink a beer.
Salad. They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to.
This stinks!
Pretty soon we're going to be calling this country.
This is total BS!
Oh, yeah. For me and the Lord, you gotta understand it. We're on a mission from God.
I'm on the radio every day!
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me!
And you, music lover, you're next.
You're so drunk you can't hit nothing. In fact, you've probably seen trouble.
I have 2 guns, one for each of you.
Welcome back. Victor Medeiros goes back to work. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch smoked on the ground. Over to third, 5-3 on the putout. And there's one away. Good play over there by Riley. Man, he's been picking and grinning there a couple of weeks now. He's made some really big defensive plays. First pitch on the way to Jackson Merrill, righty-lefty. It's 1-0. So Machado stands on deck. It looks like they're going to try to get through this 8th inning with Medeiros. The 1-0 smacks the outer edge, 1-1. One thing he does have in his favor, these guys haven't seen him, and he does have that velocity that you like to have in later innings. Like I said, the biggest problem has been his location, the 1-1. Swing pop-up. Can of corn. Who wants it? JJ. Underneath it. Dynamite. F6 in your scorecard, and there's 2 down. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Atlanta. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for San Diego. Braves trying to win a low-scoring affair here after getting a ton of runs over the weekend. But runs are usually hard to come by against this San Diego pitching staff. First pitch swinging by Machado. Blasted. Given a ride. Deep. Into center field. Underneath it, making the catch is Money Mike, and that'll end the inning. Medeiros pounding his chest. You got to love this kid. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the 8th we go.
I'm friends with everybody, okay? Don't ask me why I'm drinking with your mama. Don't ask me why I'm golfing with your dad. Don't question me and grandmama on when we knitting together. All right, that's our business. You calling us. You ain't went by your grandma's house in 3 years, but you questioning why I'm going over there? Get the
Your profile picture's a car. And then you're sliding in my DMs like, hey. And then when I don't answer you, you're like, well, I guess I'm talking to myself then. Yeah, you're talking to yourself. Steve_69. I don't know who you are. Like, why? Why would I answer you? Like, it's not like you have, okay, like a public profile. I can see what you look like. I can maybe see your age, where you live at. Nope. No picture, no context, no nothing. And now you're mad at me because I won't respond to you? What the
And Hank brought in John Hart and Danny O'Dowd. And Hank was like, don't get caught up in a little short-term success. We have a 5-year plan. We stick to it. If you don't, then you're just spinning your wheels. So they started trading those players off, knowing they needed to get younger and better. And they wanted it to come together with the new ballpark that opened in 1994. And it became the perfect storm. So we lost a franchise worse 105, 106 games in 91. And to your point, it's still the worst record. Then we all went through the boating tragedy together in 93 when we were on the precipice of being a really good ball club. And that season, you might as well have not played it with the loss of especially Steve Olin, who'd been with us forever, and of course Tim Cruz, who had just been acquired.
And Bob Ojeda was badly injured, but he survived.
And I mean, it's your worst nightmare, and that whole community grieved. And I think because you went through the bad times with fans, you weren't the Johnny-come-lately and you hopped on the bandwagon.
Welcome back. 3-2 your score, bottom of the 8th. Sorry, Chop Shop threw me for a loop there. Is that true? Ryan Clark got fired in the middle of a show? First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's on 1. I haven't watched ESPN talk shows in quite some time. I assumed he was still there. He got canned? Is that recent? The 0-1? Left-hander on the mound now for the he's got a problem with the pitch comm system. Give us a chance to introduce him. Kyle Hart 0-2 with the 5.82 ERA. 6'5", 200-pounder, 33-year-old. Is out of Cincinnati, Ohio. He was drafted by the Red Sox in 2016 out of the Indiana Hoosiers. When did this happen, Chop? I mean, it's got to be in the last few days. I'm surprised I didn't see it on my feed. Maybe it's because I keep flipping past anything ESPN related. They probably said we're not going to bother anymore. Lefty-righty matchup. I'm dying to know what he got fired for, the 0-1. Inside. Four-seamer almost clips him on the hip. It's 1-1. Oh, wow. All the things that they've let him do over the years, I'm surprised he can be fired. I guess I'll just have to look it up. It's probably something, probably too. The 1-1 swing and a miss, chasing the splitter down and away. 1-2. That was a bad swing there by Eli. I like old Eli. That was a bad swing there, buddy. He decided to swing at that pitch this morning over coffee. The 1-2. Inside high, 2-2. The 2-2 count, down and in, splitter. That time he laid off. The payoff pitch, swing, chopper, back behind the plate. We'll do it again. Oh, he stormed off the set after being told he was going to be let go. Okay. Because they're doing cuts again because nobody's watching ESPN. Okay, now I get it. I thought he said something crazy. I mean, he's said a lot of crazy things over the years. So I get it. So he just threw a temper tantrum. The payoff pitch, down below the knee. Oh, you got to challenge that. Eli's going to challenge that. Eli was walking away because he was heading to first. There's no way that was a strike. And he'll head down to first. Great challenge there by the book of Eli.
Be the ground for our sake. Both thorns and thistles shall bring
Maybe that
forth
gets something going here. One on, nobody out with his speed. And something to be noted here, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but Hart looks like a pitcher you could run on. Though he is left-handed, he'll be facing the first base bag. He has a slow delivery. See if he speeds it up with the man on base. Lefty-lefty matchup. Quick flip over there. Man, they got him. Eli White got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. So all that for naught, one away. He just froze on that move. He was too far off the base. Oh, he was leaning over there too. What is he doing? He's a better base runner than that. He was leaning towards second base. All his body was leaning towards second. First pitch inside to Drake Baldwin. It's 1-0. Philly's broken that open against the Dodgers. LA spit in the bid. It's 8-3 in the bottom of the sixth. The 1-0. Swing, slices it foul. 1-1. I think the thing that I'm most disappointed in what I've heard of the last several days is Anthopoulos telling us that he had Kyle Schwarber heading to the Braves on a trade from the Nationals. The Nationals pulled out at the last minute and ended up sending him. I believe that's when he went to Boston. 1-1. Right there at the knees. 1-2. They thought they had the whole deal wrapped up, and then they came back and told them it wasn't a done deal. That's when they pivoted and went and got Jorge Soler. Can you imagine if they would have gotten Schwarber and had him the last several years? They would have locked him up as the 1-2 down and in 2-2. Because I think that's someone that they would have locked up. 2-2 count. Turns and kicks. Down and in. Full count. Braves 3, Padres 2. The payoff pitch. Caught looking right there, strike 3, 2 down. So a guy who's had an ERA coming in well north of 5, almost 6, has struck out Baldwin. And after he walked Eli, he picks him off base. Righty lefty. Ozzie Albies chops the slider off the plate. Back behind. 0-1. The 0-1. Sinker down and away, 1-1. 1-1 count. Will be interesting to see who they go to in the ninth. I haven't seen them flash into the pen yet. You would think Medeiros is not going to be able to go a third inning, but you never know. He's at 16 pitches. He's pacing in the dugout, so it almost looks like he may be going in. The 1-1 pitch, swing, pop up. Out of play. He's got a tough task. He's going to be facing the middle of the order. Francer and Gifo and Bogarts. Thank you, Big Truck.
We accept one of us. We accept one of us.
The 1-2 pitch. Fouls that sinker out of play over the first base dugout. Off the facade. It's 1-2.
Shut up! Oh my God, I don't care!
The 1-2 pitch, swing, chopper. Down the third base line, foul. Braves 3, Padres 2, bottom of the 8th. Braves with only 4 hits tonight. 2 of them were home runs. The 1-2, ball in the dirt, kicks away. 2-2.
We accept one of us. We accept one of us.
Big Truck and now Iron Lung. Thank you, sir.
One of us.
We accept that one of us. We accept that one of us.
Shut up! Oh my God, I don't care!
The 2-2 to Ozzie. Lefty, righty. Pitch 20 of the inning for Hart. And the pitch down and in, strike 3. Ozzie wants to challenge us. He's going to lose this one. That one was straight down the pipe.
Wrong.
Yeah, I'd say 75-85% of that ball was in the zone. We'll go to the ninth, clinging to a 1-run lead, and it looks like Medeiros is going back out there for another inning.
Forget about the crowds, their fancy uniforms, and remember what got you here. Focus on the fundamentals. We've gone over time and time again. And most important, don't get caught up thinking about winning or losing this game. If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're gonna be winners. Okay? Let's go! Let's go! Let me hear it!
One game. Tonight, we stay with them and we shut them down because we can. Tonight, we are the greatest team in the world. And you were meant to be here tonight. This is your time. Their time is done. It's over. I'm sick and tired of hearing about what a great team. Screw them. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
All we need to win are the fellas in this room right now. And all you fellas need to do is believe. Believing that things can get better. That I can get better. That we will get better. To believe in yourself, to believe in one another. If each of you can truly do that, can't nobody rip that apart.
Everybody wrote us off. Everybody. And yet here we are, 40,000 people out there have also written us off. And there are a few out there who do still believe in you. If you'll never give up on it. If you go back out on the field, those are the people I want in your minds. Those are the people I want in your hearts. Every man at some point in his life is going to lose a battle. He's going to fight and he's going to lose. But what makes him a man is that in the midst of that battle, he does not lose himself. This game is not over. This battle is not over. So let's hear it one more time. Together. Clear eyes, full hearts.
Let's go!
And this crowd's back into it now.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Welcome back. Braves cling to a 1-run lead, and Victor Medeiros is going to try to attempt his first save since 2021. The Chatham Anglers. First pitch on the way. High and inside. It's 1-0. Ty France, the batter. Medeiros is on the bump. Entering his third inning of work. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fires it right by him. 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Four-seam fastball. High heat. 1-2. It'll be France. Rengifo's due up. We'll see if he hits. And then Bogarts. The 1-2. Upstairs, misses high. 2-2. The 2-2. Victor comes set, brings it. Swing and a miss, strike three. Four-seam fastball. One away. Once again, one of his biggest advantages here is that you can't understate the fact that there's not a ton of film on Victor Medeiros. So you're just basically going off of, what are you saying? Well, what are you saying? So hopefully he can get his two more outs. Cross everything, because this was not realistically the plan. I think what's going on here is that Weiss he's riding a hot hand. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch upstairs. Rengifo will bat. It's 0-1. Rengifo, switch hitter from the left side of the plate. The 0-1 pitch, swing, hit hard on the ground through the hole, and it's a one-out single for the San Diego Padres. And trouble a-brewing. 104 miles an hour off his bat right there. Tying run aboard, go-ahead run, and Xander Bogaerts coming to the plate. A double play would get you out of this mess. San Diego, by the way, they have cleared their bench. Braves still have Farmer, Hicklin, and Mateo. Not that that matters a whole lot. But righty-righty matchup. First pitch inside. Sinker misses. It's 1-0. I believe that I just saw Tyler Kinley's warming up in the pen. So it's ride or die right here with Medeiros. Kinley comes in. It's going to get real interesting. The 1-0 right there. 1-1. 1-1 count. Harper just hit his 200th home run as a Philadelphia Philly. They lead at 9-4 over there. The 1-1 pitch. Swing, smoke down the left field line, but foul. 1-2. On deck is Cronenworth. A 1-2 count. In the hole is Duran. The 1-2 swing lifted high into center field. Coming in, making the running catch is Michael Harris the second. 2 down. Good running play out there by Michael. Keep the runner at first. 75% of this world is covered by water. The rest by Michael the Hawk Harris. Cap flopping off and everything. He made the running grab. And Medeiros gives the fist pump. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. A little top shelf tequila, it's 0-1. Braves are 1 out away from an improbable combination for a win. The 0-1 pitch swing, chops it off the glove of Ozzie Albies. Ozzie gets the rebound, flips it to Jarvis, and Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win.
Here's what you should know about winning before you chase it. Winning's not loyal to you. It doesn't care about you. Winning doesn't care how sore you are. Winning doesn't care how much sleep you get. Winning doesn't care how hard you work at times. Why chase this thing called winning? Because the only thing that's guaranteed in life, if you don't chase it, is losing.
Who wanted the chicken across the road? He stepped out of range, got hit by a tree. He ain't no chicken no more. No!
3 runs, just 4 hits, and no errors for your Atlanta Braves. Two runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the San Diego Padres. Time for the game ball. It's got to go to Victor Medeiros. Victor Medeiros comes in, and he absolutely saved the day for the Atlanta Braves. Victor Medeiros gets his first professional save since 2021, way down in the minor leagues. He goes 2 1/3 inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, gets the save. Danny Young gets the hold. Bryce Elder, how about Bryce Elder getting a win? Though he gave up the 2 home runs, the Braves had just enough offense with the home run by Ozzie Albies, the home run by Michael Harris, and an RBI double from Joey Bart. And MVP time. Couple of MVPs to give out tonight. We got the Big Truck and we got Iron Lung. Also shout out to Hedgehog. And we will see you next time. Thanks for all the folks who support the BCR. Without y'all, we wouldn't be doing this every night. We couldn't do this every night. Braves win it 3-2, and they'll stay 3 games in front of Philly. Philly's putting it all over the Dodgers. Not getting any help there. But the good news is the Marlins are losing, so maybe we'll gain a game on Miami. Braves 3, Padres 2. We'll see you tomorrow night.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any. It brings you back.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.